Today we're going to look at the Campmor Safari Bella Vista tent, ground tent which is 2.5 meters square, comes in a carry bag and the poles for the awning. Ideally it needs 2 people to set it up, but you can manage on your own. Right, in the pole bag we have the external sprung steel frame and the poles for the awning. As you'll see, it's a lot easier to put the tent up with 2 people, and of course you'll need a good strong mallet. We connect the 2 opposites first. If you try to connect the whole lot together in one go, it all falls apart. You'll see now why it's a lot easier with 2 people. What we're doing now is tying the centre of the tent to the crossover. Now need to clip on the first 2 locating clips onto the steel crossover bars. You now need to spring the steel poles into the inner location tag of the corners. You see now why we unzip the door. Okay, Ben? Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So now you need to clip the rest of the hook clips to the spring steel frame. Nice thing about it is once it is together in this situation, we can move it to wherever you require it to be. Yep. Tension it across the front, and it pays at this point to re-zip the door. If you do that and zip the door, then you can get a nice tight line across the front. Finally, just tension the last corner one. If you just put a little bit of tension on it, tensions the sides up. Intermediate pegs need to go in next. These are the side window panels, which are zipped and guyed. Internally there is mosquito net as well. They can be rolled up and clipped. So you have another alternative with the side window flaps. These can be guyed out to allow ventilation under there through the mosquito net, so that it keeps you in the shade. This is the fly sheet, which goes over the top of the tent outside the framework. This provides extra protection and also ventilation between the main tent and the fly sheet, so you get an airflow through to keep the tent cooler. You lay it over the top of the tent with the large porch area to the front. On each corner you'll find that there's an elastic, rubber elastic, and a hook. The hook goes into the spare eye on the tent. As you do this, you want to ensure the seam goes up the pole. Now at this point we need to get the front porch poles. Yes, peg these out at 45 degrees from the corner. The centre one can either be left loose and not pegged, or you can peg it with a slight dip in so that it drains the awning and the porch, so that if it rains the water runs off, like so. Included with the kit you have an optional windbreak. Slide this guide pole, steel pole, through the pocket at the corner, put the eyelet over the top, put the tent pole back through the existing eyelet and tension up. So we'll unhook the fly sheet from the main tent at this point, fold it back out of the way, unzip the door and fly sheet. This makes it a lot easier for when you're attaching the ties so that you can stand inside to reach. Tie this off with a simple bow. Undo the Velcro securing tags. Wrap them round the pole and resecure. You resecure the fly sheet hook on the inside. If you do the two outer ones first, you can tension it. At the right hand rear of the tent there's a small Velcro panel with a slot aperture in. This is suitable for electric cables, for fridges or whatever lighting and so on you'd require in the tent. This is the main door, very securely weatherproof, very strong YKK zip with a Velcro strip at the bottom. Unzip, roll the door up, onto the quick release plastic catches. There is a double zip on the mosquito screen so that it can be opened from whichever angle you require, inside and out, and again is secured by the plastic clips. At the top rear of the tent inside you have a double zip for a ventilation panel. This can be opened as little or as much as required. That's fully open. We also have at the side an attachment for a clothes hanging line which ties on here and across the other side of the tent. We also have a hook here that can be used either for clothing or for a light. Internal storage pockets on three sides. The heavy duty PVC floor, 520 gram material, very strong, very robust, fully waterproof, will obviously take a fair amount of impact and hard wear. The tents come in a number of different sizes. This is the 2.5 metre square, 1.9 high. There is a larger size, 3 metres square, and obviously there are smaller tents as well, but they're all of the same design, same sort of construction. Even with two beds inside, there is plenty of room. You can stand up, walk around, sit down, plenty of room.